Let's look at some interesting articles together. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, Leilani of Barbados. I just wanted to start out by giving my heartfelt condolences to Prince and Princess Michael of Kent, as well as their daughter, her husband, their son-in-law has passed away. Today we're going to go through some articles that have come up this week, starting with my very favorite. Prince Harry holds government talks to bring Meghan Markle, Archie and Lilibet to UK. And this article is by friend of the show, Hanisha Sethi. I don't know if you remember her, but she did some articles on me in the past about my Priyanka Chopra and about my Meghan Markle videos. So she's a beautiful girl. Love her. Hi, girl. Yes, so she writes this article saying that they are planning to come back to the United Kingdom. I did say in my last video that I thought that he should be sectioned by his family and possibly, protected by his family at this point. He has nothing left to do in America. His time has run out. I also recognize that Prince Harry might be trying to put his foot in the door before anything untoward happens with his father. And, Camilla is not a fan of Prince Harry, so he might be trying to get his tentacles in as much as he can. And I don't think that's something that Meghan would be opposed to. I think she would actually allow him to play that game of getting back into the family just to make sure that they have all of their inheritances and everything where it should be. Prince Harry is reportedly in government level talks about bringing his wife Meghan Markle, Prince Archie 4 and Princess Lilibet 2 to the UK later this year. The Duke of Sussex is hoping to bring his family of 4 back to England for the service at St Paul's Cathedral to mark the 10-year anniversary of the Invictus Games. Now, everything's about Invictus at the moment. There's a Hulu thing. I know that he's gone with Hulu. I don't know why everyone's talking about that. I mean, obviously, if he's a contract with Netflix that would not allow him to work with Hulu to put a show on Hulu, that would not be allowed. So I don't know why everyone's like, how dare he go to Hulu when he should be with Netflix and he has $100 million. It obviously is part of the contract that he's allowed to do this. It's all a mess though, because it looks very disingenuous, everything he's doing to do with Invictus. As reported in OK Magazine, the source said Harry is currently holding government-led talks to organize the whole family coming over. The source added Harry is very keen for his entire family to join him. It's important for him that they show a united front and focus on building bridges with the rest of the royal family. Well, I don't know if a united front of Meghan and Harry is something that would be welcomed into the royal family. They have showed what their united front really means. It means that they go on Oprah and tell lies about the royal family. Anyway, the visit would be Meghan's first to the UK since Queen Elizabeth II's funeral in September 2022, and the children's first since the Platinum Jubilee in the same year, but we really don't know if they were actually there. I'm just like, okay. Hanisha goes on to make some very good points, like that Meghan Markle has no intention of ever returning to the UK, as if the UK did something to her, according to Omid Scobie. She also makes another good point that Harry would really love for the Invictus Games to be brought back to the UK, or to be brought to the UK, and he's trying to figure out a way to soften that deal and make that happen by, one foot in and just slowly crawling back into the United Kingdom just for the sake of Invictus. But I think that she's making a very important point here, which is that some way, somehow, by any means necessary, whether he has to use Invictus, whether he has to use whatever he can, he does need to get back into the UK. And I saw a lot of comments on my last video because I did mention that I thought that was the best route for Harry to take at this point. I did see a lot of comments where a lot of people said, we don't want him back in the UK, keep him. But you cannot just say that you can't have him back there. That's where he belongs. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, you might have to have him back. But I do think that if he does get back to the UK, even for a period of time on his own, and then brings them back in, or whatever his plans would be, it would be in a very controlled environment, which is better than what's happening in the United States for him. In the United States, there's a lot of tomfoolery going on. I think that wouldn't be happening if he was in the UK. Anyway, great article. She ends the article by talking about the problem with the Sussex website and how people have not received that well, and that they've hit back saying they will not be broken. Well, girl, they might have to be broken, because he might have to go to the UK all by his darn self in order to get a foot in. I don't think anyone's accepting Meghan at this time. Thank you for not wanting to step foot back in the UK, Meghan. So speaking of Meghan, another article I wanted to look at comes from the Daily Mail. Meghan decided to round up some vulnerable women, Afghani refugees, in order to get some clout off of them. This is very reminiscent of the other thing she did where she tried to use people to make a cookbook and, capitalize on it, make money off of it. We don't know. She might actually be making another cookbook. This time she's making dumplings. A video has emerged of Meghan Markle cooking traditional Afghan food with a group of 15 women who resettled in the US from Afghanistan. The Duchess of Sussex created the Welcome Project in 2023 as part of her work with the Archwell Foundation, which is now debunked. Can we just call it that? It's debunked. Which she set up together with Prince Harry. Archwell previously revealed how Meghan had joined the Southern California Welcome Project for an evening of cooking and storytelling on February 10th. Now, a clip has been posted to the Archwell Foundation website. Okay, so that's also going through a rebrand. Revival, which shows the Duchess wearing an apron branded with her organization's name. I don't know. I think if she's going to wear an apron, she should probably cover her underarms a little bit because... Don't do this, Leilani. Leilani, I beg, don't do this. Apparently she smells bad, but that is somebody's opinion who probably has a very sensitive nose, and we can't account for everyone's nasal sensitivity, okay? She should probably have a hairnet on and gloves on. As somebody who sold food for a living in my past, I used to sell Bajan fish cakes, which I will give you the recipe for. I can give you the recipe for my Bajan fish cakes if you're interested. But yes, I used to sell Bajan fish cakes at the market in Barbados. And I think you should wear a hairnet. You should be wearing a hairnet and you should be wearing gloves, especially when you are fiddling with the food like that. I just don't think you should have the hair all exposed like that. But we're going to get into her hair in a minute. I also have this sneaking suspicion that she might have signed up for this particular event because she wanted to show off her wedding ring. She's been wearing the wedding ring again, which everyone was giving her heat about, saying, where's your wedding ring? It's missing. Are you getting resized? Are you getting the diamond bigger? Like, what's going on? So now she's here back with the wedding ring and doing something with her hand so that we can see her wedding ring. But that's just me being petty, probably. This is just so cringe to me that she's taking advantage of vulnerable women when she must be the most haram person to Afghani women. Afghani women do not fight with their father. They do not fight with their husband's parents. In Afghanistan, it is customary for women to move in with their husband's family at marriage. In fact, it says here that it is rare for married couples to move out into their own home due to the economic circumstances in Afghanistan. And that is what has created the culture of be nice to your in-laws. And I don't think they can relate to Meghan Markle's life choices. And it's just so crazy that they have to sit here and humor her. Can she stop forcing people to be around her? Nobody wants to be around her. I'm sorry. I'm just so tired of it now. I mean, Harry's going through this investigation with the Department of Homeland Security. And I've done a video on that, my last video. And she just is out here. Oh, I'm just a humanitarian. When she's got nothing to do with these. By the way, I've read the whole article. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you because, you can read it for yourself. But the point is, I don't see any money. I don't see any check. As usual, she's not giving anybody any money. She doesn't ever give a contribution. She just wants to be places to say she was there, but she's so greedy that she won't even give them a check as they're resettling in America. Give them a couch. Give them a pull-out couch so they can house. They usually have very big families. I don't know. Just give them some stuff that they can use. She gives nothing. She goes to schools and demands, remember when she went to school in New York and she demanded $5 from every parent? What is going on? And why are people allowing her in places? That's the question. Okay, let's get quickly to the hair situation. So the secrets behind Meghan's lifelong obsession with her hair and the heartbreaking story that shows just how close she once was to her father. So this is basically talking about the fact that her father had to wake up at 5 a.m. to straighten her hair because she has picky hair, is what we call it in the Caribbean. I don't know what we call it everywhere else, but she has coarse hair. So he would wake up at 5 a.m. to help her get ready because she was so ashamed of her black heritage and that she had this kind of hair.
Just let your soul go. Just let it shine through. Just let your soul, baby, feel it oh so silky smooth.
And like I said, a lot of people do lose respect for her for not having a relationship with her father who raised her and paid for her entire life. So the article says Meghan Markle once told a business advisor she had legs as long as a mile and a waist as high as a mile. Sorry, just high waist. What do you want to do? Okay, Meghan once told a business advisor she had legs as long as a mile and wanted to show them off to the best commercial advantage. They're not her only strong point. Last week's photographers from Canadian ski resort Whistler showed once again. Never mind the all-American smile and the careful dress sense. It's Meghan's hair, which could be described as her crowning glory, even if the Duchess is no longer working royal. Sometimes I think that Daily Mail is trolling me, because every once in a while they put these kind of articles out that I think are very tongue-in-cheek. They can only be tongue-in-cheek. Meghan Markle wears hairpieces and wigs, and this is not her hair that is in Whistler here. But yeah, her hair is very curly. Here are some examples of the different types of curls. I would say that her hair falls between super curly and coils. This is how her hair looked when she was the suitcase girl. And you can see that that is her hair, because if you look in this area here, you see that that is a frizzy curly root. I'm not sure about the rest of it, girl. I think the rest of it looks very false and patent leather looking, but you know, I could be wrong. And then they put all these pictures of her with this little tight knot, and they are taking the piss, aren't they? I mean, they really are. Daily Mail, I got you. I see you. Anyway, I just wanted to keep you up to date with the articles that are coming out this week. Welcome to the family. I love you. Bye.